Alright guys, this is Professor Ganymede, classes in session. In this video, we're going to be going over the recent nerf to Zenyatta's damage in the public test round, where they brought his damage down from 45 to 40 and kept his health at 200. Now I'm getting a lot of people telling me everywhere I go, you know, in the Reddit forums and on sometimes in the the Blizzard Overwatch forums, sometimes in my videos, that Zenyatta, he's super OP now. He could do damage. He could survive. Like he needs to be nerfed. Like, he's so OP at 45 damage. And I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. He is not OP. In fact, he is very mildly better because he adds more utility to his team. But he at the most has not changed survivability wise and has not added more damage to his team just by having 200 health. And at the worst, is actually worse at surviving and worse at adding damage to and worse at doing damage himself. And I'm gonna prove that to you through the magical gift of math. So let's get into it. Let's check it out. Let's see what I'm talking about here. Here is a chart that I made. I made a spreadsheet of the math of Zenyatta's chain. So we have Zenyatta here at 45 damage. Let's break it down. So with a target at 200 health, Zenyatta requires 1, 2, 3 body shots in order to kill them. Okay, we need to remember all these numbers. With the target at 200 health, he requires 2 headshots in order to kill them. Also, with the target at 200 health, he requires, if you throw in 1 headshot and 1 body shot, it requires 1 headshot and 1 body shot to kill them. Now, with the target at 250 health, the number of body shots required to kill him is 1, 2, 3, 4 body shots. With just headshots, the number of headshots required to kill a target at 250 health is 1, 2 headshots for someone at 250 health. So this is for Reaper and Mei. If it's just a headshot and then body shots, it's 1 headshot and 2 body shots for Reaper and Mei. Now, with the target at 150 health, so just Tracer, then the requirement is 2 body shots. No, excuse me, 3 body shots against the Tracer. And then if you throw a headshot into a mix, it's 1 headshot and 1 body shot. And that's all for 45 damage. So now let's go to 40 damage Zenyatta. For a target at 200 health, the number of body shots required to kill is now 4. It now requires 1 extra body shot for a target at 200 health. If it's just headshots, then it still requires 2 headshots. So it's the same amount of headshots, which is 2. For a headshot and then the rest body shots, it now requires 1 extra body shot or 1 extra hit. If you get a headshot then a body shot, it requires 1 extra hit to kill that person. For someone at 250 health, the amount of body shots you need is now 1 extra body shot. For 250 health, the amount of headshots you need. If you get 2 headshots, you now need an extra shot in order to kill that person. So 2 headshots is no longer enough to kill Reaper and Mei with 40 damage Zenyatta. Now, if you throw a headshot into the mix, it requires 1 headshot, and it requires an extra shot altogether. An extra shot altogether if you just get 1 headshot. So 1 headshot, 2 body shots, it just requires an extra shot, plain out. For Tracer, it's actually the same. So still 3 body shots, still 1 headshot, and 1 body shot for Tracer. Okay. So for Genji, for the 200 health heroes, to kill them, you need to land either still 2 headshots, so it's still the same there, but if you are landing body shots, so if you land a headshot and then a body shot, you require an extra body shot. So unless you land 2 headshots, then you need an extra shot to kill off anyone at 200 health. For Reaper and Mei, no matter whether you land 2 headshots or a headshot and a body shot, however the combination, you need 1 extra shot to kill them. Okay, we need to remember that. For Tracer, it's the same amount of shots. Zenyatta fires 3 shots per second, so he has 0.33 seconds to fire another shot. So for the change of him having 200 health and 40 damage versus 150 health and 45 damage, heroes have 0.33 seconds to do 50 damage. Let's see how they stack up. For Genji, the matchup is worse because of how hard it is to hit Genji because of how mobile he is. So Genji will have no problem doing an extra 50 damage to you. And you actually have to land the shots. Not only do you have to fire the shots fast enough, but you actually have to land those shots. If you can land 2 headshots on them, it's a better matchup. But if you can't, then it's a worse matchup for you. And most people, like 99% of players, won't be able to land 2 headshots on a Genji who's halfway decent. For McCree, Pharah, Soldier 76, and Torbjorn, it's a neutral matchup because if you don't land 2 headshots, then it's the same because they have time to land the extra 50 damage because you have to take the time to land an extra shot. So again, unless you're amazing as Zenyatta, and I mean like top 1%, I even see pros having a harder time with this. Unless you can land 2 headshots, then nothing has actually changed with his buff to 200 health. So this is a neutral matchup when compared to his live version of 150 health and 45 damage. Now when it comes to Hanzo and Junkrat and also Widow, this is actually a worse matchup because they still kill you in the same amount of time despite the extra 50 health that Zenyatta has. Hanzo, his arrows do 125 damage, so 2 body shots or 1 headshot will still kill you. Junkrat, his bombs do 120 damage with a direct hit, 80 damage with an indirect hit with splash damage, and then if he throws his little bomb satchel at you, that's 120 damage. That kills you at 200 health. Widow, I mean, she now does, 120 damage. 2 body shots still kills you, or 1 headshot still kill you. So with these characters, 1, 2, 3, 4 characters, they're actually a worse matchup. Now we go to Reaper and Mei. No matter what, you require extra headshot or extra shot, and they still take the same amount of time to kill you. If Mei freezes you, you're dead. If Reaper gets close to you, you're dead. He just does so much damage. And then finally we go to Tracer, and she is the only character where you just net gain. It's just net favorable, your matchup versus her. But she still, she still just needs to do 50 more damage, and the amount of damage Tracer does, it's not going to be that hard for a decent Tracer to do that. But for what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are actually faring off worse with this recent, with this patch, if they keep him at 200 health but keep his damage at 40 health. So let's break it down. So those are the numbers. Those are the numbers. For many characters, it's actually a worse matchup. This, unless you're the top 1% of Zenyatta players, unless you can reliably land 2 headshots, which is super hard because of because of the travel time on his shots, then these things aren't actually going to change for you in terms of your ability to survive and in terms of your ability to do damage. It's actually worse for you because now you only do 40 damage. And this is actually even amplified by, if you're trying to do damage to tanks. Like, it's going to take longer to do damage to tanks as well. So, in terms of survivability, this type of buff is not a buff. This type of change is not a buff. It's actually a nerf to his survivability, and a nerf is to his ability to do damage. He is better overall because they made his ultimate actually work with his kit by increasing the speed and the healing, and they made his Discord or Harmony or move faster, which means it's going to do more for his team. But if you're not with a good team, or you're not with a team that's going out of their way to protect you, then you're gonna have a bad time, and he's not gonna add any near enough to to be worth playing. You're gonna see him more in competitive play, because he's gonna add more utility to his team, but his own personal survivability is gonna suffer if these changes come to pass. So if you're a player, if you're not the best Zenyatta player, if you can't reliably land 2 headshots on people, if you're not grouped with a team of six of people who are specifically going out of their way to protect you, this is going to be a nerf to your survivability, and it's going to be like pulling teeth. Why play Zenyatta when you can play Lucio or Ana? They will do much more work. I'd say in terms of skill, Lucio is a 100 out of 100. Mercy is an 80 to 90 out of 100. Ana will be 80 to 90 out of 100, assuming they keep her the way she is. Zenyatta in live state, 150 health to 40 and 45 damage, is like a 30. With these changes, for anyone playing solo or with a unreliable team, he goes up to a 40 because he adds more utility. But your personal survivability and your personal damage will suffer due to these changes. You're gonna have a bad time. If you play on a coordinate team, I say his rating goes to 50 because he still adds decent damage and he adds more utility to his team. So there's a few more points. Let's see. His skill cap is much higher now because you have to land headshots. It's more reliant on landing headshots. If you don't land headshots, there's going to be matchups that are going to be worse for you. So his skill cap was already the highest in the game by far because of how shitty he is, because he has low mobility, and because he has no ability to protect himself because he has low health. Now that skill cap's going to be even higher. So it's going to be even harder for beginning to intermediate players to actually add value to their team. You're just going to have a bad time unless you're one of the best. So the only time I would play Zenyatta is defense, because the enemy team is usually resigned to this side, your team is usually resigned to the other side. It's harder for flankers to get to you. You're more able to survive. Unlike King of the Hill, where there's flankers everywhere and anyone can be anywhere, he's shit on that type of maps. On attack, he's shit on attack as well. So the only time I'd play him would be defense. But Lucio's still better at defense. Watch me play defense. Watch me play any payload map. Watch me play Hanamura defense. Watch me play King's Row defense. Watch me play Temple of Anubi's defense. As Lucio, I add way more to my team. I can test the point way longer. Lucio is just much better at defense than Zenyatta, which is since that's the only time you want to pick him, why not just pick Lucio all the time? Why ever even bother with Zenyatta since he's so garbage? And these changes won't really add enough to make him a viable pick over Lucio. He needs 45 damage to make him a viable pick. If he had 200 health, 45 damage, and they buffed his right click to make it actually a reliable ability to use, because buffing the damage is not addressing the issue with his right click, and I made a whole video on that. Unless they keep him at 45, at least close range damage so he can protect himself, then I'm just going to pick Lucio because Lucio's better, hands down. And then on attack, not only is Lucio better, but Ana is also better at attack as well, by far. By far, she adds way more to the ability to break a siege than Zenyatta does. So why pick Zenyatta even after the buffs? What else do I got? Slightly worse damage and worse survivability. He only adds utility to his team. So, this guy's garbage. This guy's garbage. These buffs are these changes are garbage. They're only going to add to his utility, and that utility is not going to be enough to want to pick him over other more viable picks like Lucio, like Ana, and like Mercy as well. So this is not the way to go. You need more. You need more. Watch my video on how to actually balance Zenyatta. That's what you need, because right now, at best, with a coordinated team, he becomes a 50 out of 100. And with an uncoordinated team, which is going to be the experience for most players, he's still like a 40 when Lucio, when Lucio's 100, when Mercy's an 80 to 90, when Ana's an 80 to 90. It's just weak. It's just weak. It's shit. No, he is not going to be that much better. He's actually going to be worse in terms of damage. He's definitely going to be worse in terms of survivability. I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but I have to emphasize this because Blizzard is doing a horrible job of balancing this character and they need to do better. So, man, this is struggles. It's a struggles. I'm not going to be playing this character until they actually fix him. Until they actually make it so he's a viable pick. Because right now he's not. And he's not in the public test realm, and he's not going to be when they eventually come out with him unless they do the changes or something to make it so he's actually able to protect himself and doesn't need an entire team to change in order to protect them. I'm just going to be playing Lucio and Ana because they're the best. So these are not good changes. All right, guys. So we have a little bonus video for you at the end here because I forgot a point and it's very important. So with the public test realm changes that are going to be going live, there is also a change to hitboxes. Hitboxes are becoming significantly smaller. They're going to be more accurate, you know. So you can search up some videos on YouTube about how the hitboxes are going to change. This will harm Zenyatta really badly. If you thought it was hard to get headshots on Zenyatta before the live, like in live currently, when this patch comes, it's going to be extremely difficult to get headshots with Zenyatta, which means all but the best players, like trying to get 2 headshots in a row with Zenyatta is going to be next to impossible. So this is actually going to be a nerf for Zenyatta. When this patch comes out, Zenyatta will net be nerfed. The balance changes to his ultimate and the balance changes to his harmony and discord speed will not outweigh just how weak he will be in terms of being able to survive and in terms of being able to put out damage, because not only does he do less damage, but everyone else is also made harder to hit, while he is still really easy to hit because his character model is so big. I mean, you can just hit his knees, and he's moved so slow. So he's easier to hit, but everyone else for Zenyatta is harder to hit. So this will be a net nerf for Zenyatta when this patch comes through. So rip Zenyatta, guys. Rip Zenyatta. Don't play that. I'm not playing this character. I'm not playing Zenyatta. He's shit. He's garbage. He's garbage. Don't play this character if you actually want to, you know, optimize your play as a support player. I won't be, and I discourage others from playing him. Play Mercy, play Lucio, play Ana, but Zenyatta's shit, and he doesn't deserve to be played. Just play him if you just want to have a good time, then sure. But if you actually want to win, he's not the one. So this has been Professor Ganymede with a little bonus video at the end. Class dismissed.